Hey, TikTok family. Oh, so many good questions. I'm trying to get back to them all. This is a really good one on can you tell us about when you first left the cult? And where did you go? What did you do? What did you think of the outside? And by the way, I'd love to be your mum. Oh, I've got so many TikTok mums now, and I love it. So when I first left, I escaped to the sort of mountains. I had this place already rented. And obviously I had my business here in this town, so I kind of had to be around it. Which was kind of hard when I first left because, I was bumping into family, and then also they knew where I worked or where my shop was, so they would come there. And I remember, you have nothing against certain members, like my aunties or my cousins. I loved them. I loved them dearly, and I missed them. And that ache is always going to be there, but seeing it fresh was like ripping open your heart again. And so, my auntie would come into my shop bawling, crying like at me, saying, please come back. Like, what are you doing to the family? You're going to end up lost, and you're going to end up, in a gutter. You're going to end up in hell. And she'd bring her children, like my favorite little cousins, with her, and they're like screaming and crying too. Like they're 2 years old, not understanding what's happening, and where's, Ben, and missing me. So it's very real. And I once saw my grandma in Woolworths, and she was I was like, oh, hey grandma, how are you? And she just burst into tears and said, when are you going to come home? Your family is not the same. And I'm like, I know that, but I think what none of them understand, and what I've tried to explain to my mum, is you had each other to console each other. I was alone. I started again afresh, and I had to make new friends. I had a couple of friends. I had one friend like coming around, because when I left, I just laid on the lounge. I just looked up at the ceiling, and I didn't, time hours sort of fleeted into days, into nights, into weeks. And I remember, I think like for 3 weeks, I couldn't work out what day it was or time or where I was. And I was just so grateful for the, couple of people I had around me that were picking me up and, including me in their life and making me see what, helping me form some sort of routine. But the sad thing is, like, seeing my own family, they obviously weren't supportive. It was all about them and, how you're making us feel. No regard for how I was feeling or how I was dealing alone in this new world. And I remember my grandma saying, the kids are praying for you. Where are you? They're crying for you. And I'm like, they have each other. I'm just alone.